Hi everyone and welcome to 3 Charts in 1 with me, Richard Perry, market analyst for Infinox on Wednesday the 16th of November. Now we're looking at how these rallies are progressing today on forex, commodities and indices. I'm looking at euro-dollar rally, gold rally and the DAX as well. So let's straight into it with the euro-dollar rally. Now what we've seen is it's an incredible move higher actually. In the last 2 weeks, we've seen euro-dollar smashing through resistance after resistance. You can see the move above 100.95 was key, then 101.95, and subsequently we're now seeing this moving to test the 103.70 area. That is an old support and a key resistance on the upside as well. The old August high, and it's broken through that yesterday. There was an initial look at the fact that it could be bit of an exhaustion move, had an intraday pullback, and it actually looked on the daily as though that we might be close to a shooting star, but there was a recovery overnight and there's been just a continuation of the move higher, and it's held on to a positive candle yesterday, albeit small positive with a long upper shadow. So it's a bit of a warning signal potentially, but the move higher this morning has continued. Now if that move does continue through the session, obviously that would then clear this resistance at 103.70. That would be the next, as I said, the next key hurdle to be overcome. Little warning signs on the RSI, sort of hovering around the high 60s, maybe towards 70, and that is pretty rare for euro dollar actually. Around 70 on the RSI. It's such a liquid market that RSI very rarely gets to that sort of level on euro dollar, but if it gets through 103.70, we're then talking about the next upside move back towards this downtrend. That's the primary downtrend. You can see this as well. This also coincides with the resistance around those July highs as well of 106 big figure area. So that big primary downtrend is the next key test above here. You can see how that comes into play. So it's a big recovery we've seen in recent weeks, and it really is a strong move that is playing out through euro dollar. In terms of how we play euro dollar, well, I'm still a little bit cautious, as I said, with that RSI up here, and it's perfectly possible that we could see a near-term unwind. I mean, I'd be far happier buying around the 101 to 102 area on a bit of a near-term pullback. Chasing this one up at these levels certainly comes with the risk of the sharp retracement move. So I think it's a difficult one to really sort of gauge, but you can see here obviously initial support 102.67 is in place, and that would be a small top pattern if that completed now. On to the gold rally, similar sort of story really. We've got this RSI around 70, a sharp move higher, just starting to show a little sign of consolidation in the last 24 hours or so. On the 4-hour chart, you can see that sort of more where the market is just starting to roll over. That 4-hour RSI starting to drift over. No corrective signals outright yet. Let's go on the 1-hour chart and see that. Yeah, it's just basically consolidated for the last sort of day and a half, 2 sessions. And putting the crosshair here, you can see that 1765 initial support. That gets broken to the downside, also old breakout as well. So if that gets broken to the downside, then you start to see a little top pattern. You could measure that from 86. So it's about $20 worth of downside target potential in a corrective move. If that does come into play, you still put the crosshair there. You can see 1752. That would be sort of 46 to 52. That's your initial support area there. On the daily chart, I think anything back towards 1735 on a medium term basis looks like good buying opportunity areas, because you can see this. We've got the golden cross here coming through the 21 and 55 day moving averages now. Impressive, but as I said, that RSI a little bit overstretched. Near-term pullback would be a chance to buy, I think, certainly if it started to build support above that 1735 area. Finally, on the DAX, well, couple of not corrective, but just sort of potentially exhaustion candles there. Little shooting star, well, was a little bit indecisive, wasn't the biggest shooting star in the world, but that's a long-legged doji. Again, that is a warning sign that the market is uncertain as to where the next move is going to take. Now, we can see this sort of playing out through the 4-hour chart, where the market is a little bit uncertain in the consolidation, chopping around a little bit, but I think essentially anything that unwinds back towards, again, back towards the breakout area. That breakout was 13,970 down to 13,665. That's a good basis of support. Obviously, the uptrend is pretty sharp at this level, but look at that RSI above 70. So there is limited, it's just to say limited upside potential from here. And I think more likely as we start to see the consolidation and then possible retreat back towards the uptrend. But certainly around that uptrend, I'll be looking for support and buying opportunity areas around that sort of 14,000, just under 14,000 again. But it still looks good in the recovery. It's just a little bit stretched near term, which might mean it just goes on pause for a little bit. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.